Hi, my name is Greg, and this is Gus. California GSP Rescue got notified about Gus a couple weeks ago. He showed up at this small shelter in this remote town in the Eastern Sierras, and he was been there for about a week, and they knew the owner. It's a small town, and he obviously, for whatever, however they knew, whether he had a tag, they knew the owner. And they contacted the owner and said, come on down and get your dog. And he initially said, okay. And then they said, here, it's going to be $10 for the microchip. And he refused to pay the $10 for the microchip. Initially, he said there was a medical condition, and there's a scar back here, which we think might have been from, it's not a surgical scar. It looks more like a scar from going under a fence. We thought maybe that was what the medical condition he might have been talking about, but it's still above the withers. Anyway, the owner wouldn't come get his dog, and he relinquished his dog to the shelter. He relinquished Gus, and Gus has been a great dog. We've already started working with him some. He's a little apprehensive with other dogs, so we don't really know just yet how that's going to work. We've introduced him to a couple well-socialized dogs, and he's done well, but if he meets anybody, if there was a dog coming up right now, there would be some apprehension. You want this? Oh, it's got a squeak in it. When we first found out, that's a little far for us to go and venture to get Gus. But as things worked out, everything sort of fell into place. There was another dog that we were taking in, and we were able to meet that dog on the way back. So we actually got two dogs in one trip. It was a nice long trip. There was a lot of scenery. Gus enjoyed it on the way back. He enjoyed all there was, all the fields he could be running and playing in. He stood and watched for a while. And we do what we got to do. Basically, the shelter was full. They didn't have a lot of options. It's a small town, so it's not like they have a lot of adoptions. And unfortunately, when you get towns like that and dogs, even purebreds, but even they're not young, he's about 5, they get put to sleep. They get euthanized, and we knew we had to do something, and we went and got Gus. And fortunately, we were able to get 2 dogs on the trip. It was a long trip, most of the day. By the time we got back, it was well into the evening, and Gus was safe. Really want to thank the shelter for working with us. You have no idea. It's challenging with some of the shelters, and when you get the shelters that understand that you're trying to help them without stringing them along, it's greatly appreciated. We really appreciate that small shelter. Mary, thank you. So one last thing here. We can't do what we do without the help and support from the donors and rescue heroes. And we greatly appreciate those individuals that send us funds. This is an all-volunteer operation. There was no gas money, there were no expenses taken. That was all done on the volunteers' part to go get Gus. In addition, if Gus needed to see a vet, which right now there's no reason he's neutered, but he will probably need some shots and vaccines, which we'll get him. But we can do that because of the rescue heroes, and we greatly appreciate that. Besides having food for Gus and feeding him and all the other dogs in our care, as well as a medical attention, we can see they get everything they need until we find them a forever home. And for that, we are greatly appreciative for the rescue heroes. Thank you guys, thank you very much. Please like and share this video. If you're not already a subscriber to our YouTube channel, please do that, so you guys will see more videos. We'll have dogs. We want to get more and more just little small videos about the dogs that help give a little more depth to them. Thank you very much.